Has anyone ever thought you were actually an undercover cop?
I've had that, and I tell them the same thing. I don't have a badge. The badge is in my heart. The same thing that I told you earlier. So, you know, if you want to play games, we'll see where that gets you. In the back of my car. And I don't even have a squad car. But you will be in the back of my car one way or another. Okay? By force or otherwise. And then, you know, lawyer up. That's what we call it in the business. If you want to lawyer up and play the constitutional piece like a bitch, then I guess go ahead. But it's not going to deter my tactics. Not one bit. Because I answer to no one. I answer to no one. I'm a lone wolf.
My name is Dr. Steinberg. I am a resident, a psychiatrist resident at Methodist Hospital, and I specialize in Law Enforcement Facie Disorder, also known as cop face.
Yeah, I remember when I was 7 years old, my father, he was a drunk, so he came home one night just wasted and woke me up and looked at me and just, he did this. He said, "Take me away."
I went to the Puerto Rican Day Parade, and I was having a great time, you know, celebrating the culture of you know, the people of Puerto Rico. I do speak Spanish, and I went up and asked some guy if, you know, if he could tell me where the closest subway was, because I had walked quite a ways, and I wasn't sure where it was. And he said to me, you know, no English, no English. I said, okay, so I asked him in Spanish, you know. And right away, he got very nervous and, listen, no problem, no problem. Yeah, where's the train? That's all I need to know. Where is the train? ¿Dónde está el subway? No problem, no problem. No problem, yeah, no problem. Okay, just tell me where the train is. That's all I need to know.
Law Enforcement Facie Disorder is a new growing disorder that has afflicted many white males who are a little bit overweight, and as America gets fatter and fatter, the number of males afflicted with this disease is on the rise.
I did not choose to have this face.
When they're born with these really strong features, all the children, all the adults, everybody around them treats them as if they were a part of law enforcement.
I do look like a law enforcement, sure. Does my look have anything to do with it? I look the way that I look. You know, I have broad shoulders. My arms pretty big. I bend. I work out with weights.
I never had a lot of fun as a kid. I mean, it's just so tough when, I mean, everybody thinks you're the teacher's pet that I'm going to tell on everybody.
La cosa es que yo tengo una cara que parece policía, ¿ok? Pero no soy policía. Soy un hombre normal, un hombre que tiene corazón.
Is this something you've had your whole life?
Something I had to deal with. It's a responsibility. I would say it's a responsibility that you carry around with you. At an early age, I wanted to be in security, you know, mostly for the earpiece. I'm not gonna lie to you. Pretty glamorous. But then everybody started wearing Bluetooths, and I was like, you know, shot the shit. Like, everybody is basically security now on the Bluetooth. Really kind of knocked it down a couple of pegs for me.
The reason why it's a disorder is because what distinguishes them from people in law enforcement who have law enforcement bases is that they don't have the skills to be in law enforcement.
I studied hard too, learning Spanish. I learned the vernacular. I learned all the, you know, all the slang terms. I was in. I thought I was in. The minute I walked down the street, mira, oh, everybody just took off. Painful.
In school, people called them snitch, called them tattletale. The teacher, you know, asks them to please get the cat out of the tree. Can you, you know, you must like donuts, things like that.
Third grade, you know, Mrs. Klein asked me, would I be the hall monitor? She said, look, we think you'd be very good at it. People respect you. They don't respect me, they feared me. That's why they wanted me. And that hurt me down the line. It hurt me tremendously.
I never had to get a permission slip signed for a field trip. They just let me go.
Did you have a tough childhood? You mentioned a wooden spoon.
I was bullied.
This may be a silly question, but since they look so much like law enforcement and they alarm people because they look like law enforcement, why don't they just become law enforcement officials?
Because they're pussies. In the medical world, we call it sensitiva abrevia neurosa. But it's what lay people call pussies. And we use that too. It's much shorter.
Why were you bullied? Did people think you were a snitch? Did they just...
Not a snitch. They just, they saw I was the weak part of the herd. I watch a lot of Animal Planet.
So they're very sensitive types then.
They're very sensitive types. That's why oftentimes, they went through a phase where they would hang out with a bunch of lesbians.
It just felt like they could just gang up on you. That's wrong. That's a crime.
It absolutely is wrong. And if I would have had pepper spray or a taser back then, they would have learned their lesson. But, that's the beauty of Facebook.
As a result, they go through, periods of confusion. They'll try doing I'm going to wear black eyeliner. I'm going to shop at Hot Topic.
Is that a police siren?
It is my phone I'm gonna call.
Did you have a different mentality than most of the people you were around at that age in college time era?
Well, let me qualify college by saying community college. So, you had a 2-year program, criminal justice, some courses online.
Over. 10-4. Roger that.
Is that a ringtone?
It's a ringtone I downloaded.